And I'd like to thank Minister Cannon for facilitating this adjournment debate this evening. I received representation from the school mentioned in my own area in County Louth ahead of the second round of summer works funding being announced, and while I welcome the announcement of summer works funding, particularly for the schools in Louth who did receive it, I was disappointed that for the schools that were down in the category, down as far as category 10, who didn't receive it, and particularly disappointed for this school who didn't receive funding to address the disrepair of their playground surface and facilities. I think it's very appropriate and timely that we discuss this particular issue today as we promote Active School Week. Appropriate and safe playground facilities are vitally important in promoting overall wellness and healthy living. Children need to be able to play and to run around during their school day, and I think we all encourage it, and we're trying to reduce childhood obesity and encourage exercise and encourage everything. But unfortunately, I have been to the state of this particular play area, and indeed there are 3 playgrounds within the school, and they were just looking for one, and have done for a number of years. And when I visited the school myself, in the company of the principal, standing outside, within 3 minutes of standing outside, we had one child falling quite badly in the playground. The school was built in 1956, and the playground still has the original surface from that time. Minister, I do understand the economic difficulties and that the most important health and safety concerns must be addressed first when it comes to the issue of funding and these rounds of funding. But I also understand the perspective of school principals, where they're coming from. It takes a considerable amount of time and expense to pull together these applications, which are very lengthy when they're applying for funding. And I do appreciate how frustrating it can be to later find out that there wasn't enough money to cover their category of funding and that they're not even being considered. This school, as I said, has applied for emergency works funding in the past to no avail, while the state of the playground has continued to deteriorate further. All parties involved have acknowledged this situation must be improved as soon as possible, and I know, speaking to the principal, where she said that Department of Education engineers have been out, have looked at it, and have agreed that it does need to be repaired immediately or replaced. So, Minister, I would ask that you look at this situation, especially, as I said, during Active School Week, and that, if as we know, that they haven't been fortunate in receiving funding for it under the second round of works, that if there is another way that you can suggest that, or another method of funding that you can suggest that they might apply for. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Senator Moran. Mr. Cannon.
Thank you, and I want to thank Senator Moran for raising the matter, as it provides me with the opportunity to clarify the current position in relation to Squelware and Athrochra's application for funding under the Summer Works Scheme 2014 to undertake works to their outdoor facilities and playground area. The Senator is aware that last March, Minister Quinn announced that 386 schools would receive funding to the tune of almost €36 million to undertake gas, electrical and mechanical works under the Summer Works Scheme 2014. And in a further announcement on Friday, the 2nd of May, the Minister announced a second round of approvals under the Summer Works Scheme 2014. Almost €35 million is being provided by the Department under the second round of funding to a further 386 schools, which aims to upgrade toilets and roofs in primary and secondary schools nationwide. The Department has now improved the spending of more than €70 million on the Summer Works Scheme in total to allow 772 schools to undertake vital improvement works during the summer months when pupils are on holidays, in order to minimise any disruption to their schooling. These improvement works represent applications submitted for categories 1 to 6 in order of priority. Commensurate with the level of funding set aside for the scheme, applications were assessed on a top-down basis in accordance with the prioritisation criteria outlined in the circular accompanying the scheme, but unfortunately, due to the scale of demand for funding under the scheme, it wasn't possible to grant aid all applications, including the application from Squelware and Athrochra. However, in accordance with the scheme circular, the school's application is going to be retained and will be prioritised for consideration under further rounds of the Summer Works Scheme in the future, subject to availability of funding. And despite the difficult economic environment, we are continuing to prioritise investment in school buildings, which will enhance the learning and working environment for all pupils and teachers. The school, and this perhaps reflecting the age of the school, it has received significant funding of €661,890 over the last 8 years under previous summer work schemes and contingency grants for various refurbishment projects, including toilet, mechanical and electrical upgrades, as well as floor covering replacement. I also wish to advise the Senator that the school received a minor works grant of over €9,800 in November of 2013, and it's open to the school to prioritise the works it wishes to undertake within the scope of that scheme, and works to the school's outdoor area would fall to be considered under the terms of the minor works grant scheme. And once again, I want to thank the Senator for giving me the opportunity to outline to the House the current position regarding the application for upgrade of the play area at Squelware Natroka RD.
Thanks, Minister. Senator Moore.
Just very briefly, I'd like to thank the Minister for his reply. I'm grateful that that's the school, that the application will be retained and will be prioritised for consideration under further rounds. I think it's very important, particularly in times that we have it now, when schools are vying for pupils and vying for, competing perhaps with brand new schools in the similar areas, and that schools that have age on their side, if you like, that their upkeep is kept to the maximum level possible. So thank you, Minister.